Welcome to Let's Be Real 100%, where we are 100% real about life. We know that life happens and we are here to talk about it. And when I say we, I'm talking about it's all God and little old me. Join us as we jump into our topic today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good people. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Be Real 100%. We're 100% real about life, and we are definitely here to talk about it for sure. um, Today I was just thinking after I was doing a quick live on Instagram, and it just really truly dropped in my spirit how hell is real and how Satan is coming to really destroy people. You know, he already knows that he has lost the war. He has lost this battle. He knows where his destination is going. But he is yet here to deceive people and to continue to confuse them and keep them in unbelief and keep them bound by in their thoughts and in his deeds. Like, I know we can't blame everything on Satan because we have our own free will. But yet he presents the opportunity and makes it seem so right. He makes it seem like it's meant to be kind of thing. And just knowing on where this world is going, just knowing where, you've watched the news, you've seen people do horrendous things, you've seen, things that are happening with our youth and also online and social media and all this other stuff that's going on. And it's a lot of negativity. It's a lot of things that make you just really think like, Lord, like, what is happening? What is going on? But as we've heard for years, we are in the last and evil days. And yet people think just because we've said it for 10 years, 20 years, we've said it for 30 years, that we're in the end time. In God's eyes, he doesn't look at time. You know what I'm saying? Time is in his hands. You know what I mean? So you never know. Like, you'll never know. But we are yet to continue to be prepared whenever he does come. Because when he does come, what is he going to find you doing? Is he going to find you in your flesh, or is he going to find you, doing his will? Is he going to find you, praying and fasting and, reading his word and meditating on his word and doing everything that he has called you to do? Is he going to find you again in your flesh, doing your fleshly desires and making your own will? And that's exactly what Satan, wants him to find you doing, is in your own flesh and your own will and your own belief. But knowing that hell is widening herself, because Satan again is coming to steal, kill, and destroy. And it's so real and it's so scary. And I was watching this thing that my husband had put on TV when my parents was here, and this guy was interviewing Satan. Of course it wasn't real Satan, but of course he was interviewing Satan, and he was explaining how he truly comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and he has all these agendas out for the world. And all he said was, thank you all for helping me build my kingdom. Thank you all for helping me push this agenda that I had. And it's for the biggest one, of course, is the LBGT community, to where people are being confused on who they are and what they were made to be. And I know from experience, of course, how Satan makes it seem so comfortable in a position that it's supposed to be real, but it's really not. It's a it's a trick of the enemy, and he comes to truly deceive us. Deceive us all. Like I said before, living as a lesbian for years, it seems so right because that particular person knew me. They knew my vibes. They knew my attitude. They knew everything because they go through pretty much the same thing that you go through as a person, and it's a lie. It's a trick. It's there to keep you confused and keep you bound. It's not like an overnight deliverance. You know what I mean? It's when you come to God and you finally acknowledge that, God, you are here. You are the only one who can fix me. You created me. You created me the way that I am, and what I'm meant to be. So I truly need you to come into my life and continue to change me on a daily basis. Knowing when you come to God, it's not that you have to fix yourself before you come to Him, because that's truly impossible, to change yourself before you come. And He's not going to look at you and say, oh, get away from me because you're filthy. The Bible even says that our righteousness is still as filthy rags. So no matter what we do, we yet in this flesh, we're going to be filthy. We're going to be dirty because we have our own wills. We have our own thoughts. We have our own things. But as you continually to give yourself to God and build your relationship with Him.
My friends want to see babies in my room.
No. I know people make it seem like you have to be a certain way to come to God. No. Come to God as you are, because He's the one who cleanses you from inside out. People sometimes tend to forget where they come from and who they are, and where they were before God, because they have a BC, before Christ's life, and we all do. But if we remember, and not just to remember just to have a flashback of the good times and all that stuff, no, we look back and say, thank you, Lord, for your grace, your love, and your mercy, for keeping us in the times that we were in, because we were so blind and naive. But also we used our past, we used our story to help other people come out of their lifestyle and their struggles, because we are here to help people, come out of depression, come out of suicide, come out of being the LBGT community, coming out of deception and, bitterness and anger, all those rooted issues that builds up to more and more things. So again, it's when you just know that hell is real. It is truly, truly real. And I just come to encourage you to come to God in your own way. You don't have to come as everybody say that you should. But again, it could be in your bathroom. It could be in your kitchen. It could be in your car. It could be in your backyard. It could be anywhere. You know what I mean? It could be anywhere, and just lift your hands, or just even in your mind, just close your eyes and say, Lord, here I am. I need you. Like, I can't do this by myself. I've tried and I've tried, and it seems like I'm digging myself in a bigger hole, and I just really, truly need you to help me. I want to give my life to you. I want my life to, please you. Because the things that I've done are temporary pleasures, but I want something that's permanent. I want something that's going to keep me and continues to keep me and teach me your word. Give me an understanding of your word as I read it, because I just don't want to read it as a normal book. I want to read it as a love story that you wrote to me, and how you gave your life for me, how you continuously to be with me in each scenario of my life, because the Bible has all kinds of scenarios that we can put ourselves in, and just knowing how God has delivered people and how he's saved many people that has walked the same walk as we have, so God is not a God that he picks and chooses who he wants, because he created us all. And he just created us all. And there was a purpose for our lives, to turn back to him as we were born. I know, after a few days of man being born, a few days is full of trouble. But at the same time, he's yet there with us. Man, when I tell you, he only lets you go so far. But at the same time, if you continue to refuse him, you continue to just walk away and ignore what he's telling you, then that's when he turns you over to your mind, your own mind. He turns you over to your own will, and that's a dangerous place to be. But God is a gracious God for you to come to him now while he may be found, because he's not going to always drive with man. So I just encourage you to continue to give your life to God.
Mama, that cat is under your truck.
Okay. Continue to give your life to God. And if you haven't give your life to God, just say a prayer and give your life to God. It doesn't take long, big words and, extravagant sayings, as they will pray. It's just a regular conversation. Like I'm talking to you. You just talk to God that same way. Or if you're a writer, like me, again, you can write it down. And, God knows your heart or whatever. It doesn't have to be publicly known. Just, give yourself to God in your secret place. And he'll reward you openly. Or he'll bless you openly. He'll let it be known. Through just your presence. But, something is different about you today. You look more brighter. You look more happier. You look... something's coming out of your pores. Like, just something is different. He'll let it be known. You don't have to go around and just spread it like that. But, I mean, you can, of course. I think that's what we're supposed to do, honestly. But even if you don't, it'll come through you. People start seeing God instead of seeing you as a person. And that's what we all strive for. But anyway, this is my ramble again. Just wanted to really truly encourage you to come to God, because again, hell is real. A lot of preachers don't teach about hell, but hell is real. Hell is hot. It's too hot, and eternity is too long. Why would you want to go to hell and it's hot and tormented? And if you stay in Texas, it's already hot and tormented itself, And then, of course, living on this earth is a lot that you deal with on a daily basis. So why would you want to deal with that on an eternal basis where there's no exit signs, there's no deliverance, there's no calling on God, there's nothing. Because once it's sealed. Like, who wants that, Who wants that? Who wants to live in torture when we already live 30, 40, 60, 90 years on this earth with just looking at torture all around us, So, I'm not saying that this walk with God is going to be easy, because there will be trials and errors. The enemy will come and he will fight. He will try to fight you to discourage you, fight you to keep you in a depressed state, fight you with sins and struggles that you have on a daily basis. But as you keep your mind on God, as you keep your mind stayed on him, in his word, in his presence, and finding a church home, finding you leaders and people that was going to help mold you and keep you focused and teach you the ways of God, then the enemy is already defeated. Like, when you come to God, let me tell you something. The enemy is going to be terrified, because he should have killed you then. He should have killed you in your past, because now you're coming for him. Now you're coming for his kingdom. When you pray, his kingdom shakes, and he don't like it. So he going to keep coming. But again, keep praying. Stay in God. and know that your life is eternally in God, and knowing that you're going to have a great and prosperous life, because that's what a life in God um is about, spreading his word, spreading his love, his grace, and his mercy amongst the world. And I'm praying that this reaches somebody's heart to know, okay, I've been struggling. I've been, trying to figure out, trying to fill this void that I have in my heart, this void that I feel in my soul and my body, that I've been filling it with something else. I've been filling it with alcohol. I've been filling it with drugs and weed and whatever. I've been filling it with sex that's, not pleasing to God. I done tried all those things. I done felt these voids that I've had before in my life with all kinds of stuff, and it just was not satisfying this void, and it wasn't that I had, I did have daddy issues, but that was when I got my relationship with my dad finally, that still wasn't enough. When I was out there sleeping with women and, drinking and doing what I was doing, that still was not enough. Like, it wasn't enough. I was out there just doing me, working as many hours as I can, trying to make some money, trying to build something that just it wasn't enough. It's not enough. Oh my God, this is going to be a topic, Lord. This is not enough. It just wasn't enough. But when I gave God my life, it was such a joy. It was such a peace that I didn't have to worry anymore. I didn't have to try to fill the void with other stuff. Like the stuff that I was doing, it just wasn't in my appetite anymore. My appetite was to continue to get closer to God. It was continuously to get to know him in a more intimate way. And all the other things that was on me, the people that I was hanging out with, the things that I wanted to do, that I was doing, that temporarily made me feel good, it all fell off of me. And I thank God for that. And I want that for you, and the people that's around you. So I pray this touches somebody, to let them know that God is still calling you. God is looking for you. He wants you to come to him. He's knocking at your door, waiting for you to open up. And I pray that you truly open the door for him whenever you hear his voice, whoever it comes from, whether it's from here, whether it's from church, whether it's from a random minister on the street. Open up your heart to him, because it's time. You're tired of running. You're tired of looking for love. You're tired of looking for a feeling. You're tired of looking for everything. But if you would just give your life over, I promise it'll be worth it. But anyway, I pray that your day is going well. I pray that, your prayers become answered. I pray that you give your life to God, whether it's today or whether it's in another hour. And I just come to you again with another encouraging episode of Let's Be Real 100%. And I pray all is well with you. Hope to see y'all next week. Thank you for listening to Let's Be Real 100%, when we're 100% real about life. We hope that you enjoyed the topic today, and we hope that you trust God more and more each day. And we hope to see you next week.